My Christmas tree. Hi friends! Welcome back to Jellybean's channel. I'm your co-host Alita, and these are my books. And this is our fun little Christmas tree that we made on day 1 of Bookmas. So, if you haven't checked that out, go check out the whole playlist for Bookmas. You'll see this one and more. So today's is just more of like a really chill, fun style video. We are going to be doing the Christmas song book tag, who I think it was originally made by Haley from Haley and Bookland. I'll link her original video down below. It's a few like Christmassy questions, and we have to answer them with book answers. I have not watched her entire video yet or read the questions, so I'm just gonna kind of think on the spot, as I think you should do with any tag video, but you know, you do you. Our first question is, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Name a villainous character you couldn't help but love. I really like Dorothy. Her story and her reasons for being evil are wonderful. Like, it's not just, oh, she's a freaking villain and we're meant to hate her. No, I think you're meant to have empathy for her. You're meant to enjoy her story, and I definitely did in the Dorothy Must Die series by Danielle Page. If I'm being completely honest with you, I think this first book is a little too big. I think they should have all been the same size, but that's just, you know, bookish me. All I Want for Christmas Is You. That is my all-time favorite Christmas song. So, which book do you most hope to see under your Christmas tree? Ooh, that's a good question. So, I don't really know what's new and what's out. I know, okay, I have 2 answers. So, I would like a pre-order of The Monarchs by Danielle Page and Cass Morgan. But I would also really like Natalie D. Richards' newest book, 7 Deadly Secrets. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you'd even say it glows. Okay. Name a character that overcomes major obstacles and learns to believe in themselves. Okay, so for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a character who overcomes a lot, I'm picking Heroine by Mindy McGinnis, because the main character in here is named Mickey, and she struggles with addiction. And I don't want to say anymore. She struggles with addiction. Santa Claus is coming to town. Apparently he thinks Santa Claus is coming too. Santa Claus? Okay. Santa Claus is coming to town. Which character do you think would be on the top of the naughty list? Jellybean? Can I say Jellybean is going to be at the top of the naughty list? He's a character in my story. Does that count? I think it should count. Oh, I know. I'm sorry that took me so long. But the demon, Victor, it's not Victor. I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but it's the guy who curses Addie LaRue to being forgettable. So if you've been living under a rock and you're one of the only people who has not read this book or doesn't know what it's about this girl named Addie LaRue who has to get married on her 17th or 18th birthday, and she doesn't want to, so she runs away and makes a deal with this devil type of figure, and then she can live forever. But what he doesn't tell her is that everyone's gonna forget who she is as soon as she leaves the room. Finally remembers who she is, and that's part of the story. But I think the demon or the devil, there's a lot more to it, and he's a huge piece of this story. I wish I could remember. Luke. I think it's Luke. But he's like the devil, but I am using quotation marks, so just read it if you haven't already. I think he'd be at the top of the naughty list, though. Oh, and B, which character do you think would be at the top of the nice list? I'm gonna go with the person that I think immediately came to my mind. I was trying not to because it's one of my favorite all-time books, but you know what, it works. So I'm going to go with The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I'm going to go with Cassie. She is so selfless and stubborn, but very selfless, and she does everything to rescue her brother, because her brother got taken to this camp to protect him when the aliens invaded, and they were supposed to come back for her, and they didn't, so she wants to be with him. And she just, in the first book, it's a trilogy, do not recommend the second and third book. In the first book, she is like my soul sister. She is very selfless, and she would do whatever it takes to help her brother and help other people, even though it's a freaking alien apocalypse and you don't know if you can really trust anyone else. Like, I don't know. I feel like part of me says that that's how I would be in an apocalypse, but then part of me says no, I wouldn't be that dumb about it. I would be smarter, but I don't know what that would entail. Maybe just murdering everyone, and I don't think I could do that, so I don't know. But I'm going with Cassie. Frosty the Snowman. Which book just melts your heart? I'm going to have to say, you already know. Which one is it? Come on, tell me in the comments below before I tell you. The first thing that comes to my mind is The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren, which is such a snarky, cute romance. It's about Olive and Ethan. So Olive goes on her sister's honeymoon because everyone at her sister Amy's wedding gets sick. Like, everyone gets sick except for Olive and Ethan. Olive is allergic and Ethan doesn't like seafood. And so Amy's like, oh, okay, it's not her fun boat, you have to go on my honeymoon. So Olive's like, okay. The catch is that you have to go with Ethan, and Ethan is the groom's brother. And she's like, oh no, I hate him, I'm not going, I hate him. So ultimately they go on this fake honeymoon and pretend to be fake married, and it's very snarky and so freaking cute as the hate goes from hate to love, and it's just, it was just everything I wanted in a book and more. Feliz Navidad. Choose a book that takes place in a country other than your own. Okay, I hated this book, but The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley, I think that takes place in Spain. I I don't know, Switzerland, no, not Switzerland, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Which holiday themed book do you use to spread the Christmas joy? So I don't like Christmas books. Call me Grinch. There is one that I like, and I actually bought it for my niece. My niece is only a few months old, but I got her a few different things for Christmas, like smaller things, and one of them was my favorite Christmas book of all time. It's a picture book, so my brother and his wifey can read it to her. So Delaney, if you're watching right now, just like close your eyes, or don't let her see this part. But I got her the night before Christmas. It's a really cute Christmas poem. I might tell my brother to let her open it, just this part of her present, on Christmas Eve, so that they can read it to her and it can be really cute. And yes, I realize she's only a few months old, so she won't understand, but I don't care. She understands that it's coming from me and it's coming from my heart, and this is absolutely my favorite Christmas book. I'm going to be completely honest with you though, I don't read a lot of Christmas books. I am more of a Christmas movie connoisseur. Actually, starting usually December 1st, my husband and I watch a different Christmas movie every single night leading up to Christmas. It's like one of my favorite traditions with him. And this year we have watched a couple, and it's not quite December 1st. I mean, it is when you're watching this, but when I'm filming this, it's not. Sleigh Ride. Which fictional character would you choose to spend the holidays with? It doesn't have to be a love interest. I would pick Belle from Beauty and the Beast, because I feel like we are kindred souls, and she's a reader, I'm a reader, and growing up watching Beauty and the Beast, and then growing older and reading Beauty and the Beast and a bunch of retellings of Beauty and the Beast, I've realized that, maybe she's like my soul sister, because, like I said, we're both readers, and she finds the good in everyone, even a piece that locks her up. And I don't know, I've always just really idolized Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She would not be my love interest. She would probably be a new bestie of mine. She could also give me really good book recommendations. Baby, it's cold outside. Which book that you didn't like would you sacrifice to a fire to warm yourself up in the cold? The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I know that I'm the unpopular opinion here, but I hated that book. Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? Do you see what I see? A book you want immediately... Oh, wait, no. Which book do you think everyone should read? Okay, so my favorite middle grade of all time is Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. It might be my favorite book of all time. And I think everyone should read it. It's about dogs. It's a historical fiction kind of setting. And it's about this hard work that Billy goes through to earn his dogs during a time when dogs, his family couldn't really afford it. And it shows the true love of animals and humans. And this is a perfect book. Where are you, Christmas? A book that you want immediately that isn't out yet? Which I guess I kind of already answered this because I said I want a pre-order of Monarchs by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page last Christmas. A book you started out loving but didn't end up liking. Be Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Barafica. I don't know. So I read that for my 30 before 30 list because Amanda suggested it. And like, I can see the potential it has, but to me it felt like it drug on. I really never got to know the characters, and I just really never connected with the characters, and I didn't care about them. And this is a historical fiction set in during the AIDS epidemic, and you know, people are just learning more about AIDS, and I felt for them, but I didn't care. And I feel like that type of historical fiction, you need to care for it to be an enjoyable experience, and it just wasn't for me. Blue Christmas, a book that made you cry. Oh my god, I'm such a crybaby though, so everything makes me cry. I mean, I think I've already used this book in this tag, but The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab made me cry. The Kiss Quotient by Helen Wong made me cry. But I'm just like a really big crybaby. P.S. I Love You made me cry. P.S. I Love You by Cecilia Ahern made me cry. By the Time You Read This, I'll Be Dead by Julianne Peters made me bawl my eyes out. A fluffy book. See, I don't tend to read a bunch of fluff or enjoy when I do. Let's see, what was kind of fluffy that I read? I really don't have any recommendations for you on the fluff factor. Okay, so for the Marshmallow World, or a fluffy book, I think I'm going to go with The Dating Dare by J.C. Lee. It's got quite a bit of fluff factor, but it's also really real and super duper cute. So in the fluff factor, you follow this woman who just watched her best friend marry her crush, and she's crushed about it. So she goes drinking with the groom's younger brother, and she gets very, very intoxicated. And he kind of has a thing for her, but she keeps referring to herself as his older sister because she's 2 years older than him, and apparently that's a big deal. And he's like, okay, so as they're drinking, he's like, how about we play Truth or Dare? So they play Truth or Dare, and she picks Dare, and his dare is go on 4 dates with me and don't fall in love with me. It's just like a kind of like a fling, but with someone that you know already. And she's very reluctant at first, and then, you know, maybe they start going on these 4 dates that they have to go on, and maybe they realize that it's more than 4 dates, or it should be, because one or both of them fell in love. And it's just so sweet and cute. You know, it was just an all-around really good romance book, and I loved it. Okay, so that was our 12 questions for the Christmas song book tag. I was not tagged by anyone, but I'm still partaking because I want to. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.